Welcome back to the channel, guys. Well, have a look. This is a week of our little festering area rusting up, and as you can see, we're really starting to look like that's all OG stuff and that's our stuff, and you can see the rest of it is really starting to match what was already there. You have a look at that. So very happy with that. We're not going to do any more. That's enough. You can see how that's actually started to do its thing. We've got those darker colours happening over there as well. So it really does look perfect. Very happy with that. So that's been about a couple of weeks of it just doing its thing, rusting away, oxidising. So very happy. So what we're going to do today, let's have a look. Now, Scooby, what's going on today, mate? What work are we doing? Are you going to tell us what to do? No? What about some food? You hungry? It's not hungry. There's something wrong with this lab. Not hungry. Anyway, what are we doing today? We're going to, you can see that rear valance, that needs to be distressed. We need to call it some names and kick it and whatever, because it looks too damn shiny. But we are going to start assembling some bits and pieces on this thing. So we've got the bumpers down there. We'll probably get it down off the hoist actually. Start on the cab, just start doing some fit out. We can get the glass in, get the headlights in, get the front doors on, and start to put things together. Bit of a cold day. Winter's coming. Not happy. I'll be going to the snow, which will upset a few people, but unfortunately we've got to work. Oh yeah, there is a beetle there too. We'll talk about that on another episode. But yeah, let's get cracking on this thing. We're going to just start putting some bits and pieces on it and then go from there. So one of the first interior jobs we have to do is mount the speedo, and what we've decided to do is put one of these little chrome dress rings on, which I reckon they look very smart. And then of course we can get the speedo, which I have right here. That's the one that I restored for Paul, and that's ready to go in. So we have to, I've backed off the screws which are just out the back there, and then we can just clip it in and turn it in, and we can bolt that in. So there we go. Doesn't that look pretty? Yeah, interesting fact, I suppose, in Australia back in the day we had miles an hour, and you can actually see there on the gauge that it does say VDO Australia miles per hour. I would love to get a kilometre an hour face for mine, because you're forever going, what speed am I doing? What speed am I doing? And it's, I know you can convert it in your head, but considering the speed cameras here will get you 3 k's over the limit, these things aren't accurate enough. So I generally just run my GPS on little TomTom whatever, and I just look at that speed instead of this thing. But anyway, that bit's done. We are still waiting for the light, for the indicators, not indicators, sorry, the light switch and the wiper switch. We have to get 2 new ones of those because they were knackered. So we're waiting for those to turn up, and a couple of other little bits and pieces. Same with the pedals. We can't put those in yet because we don't have the rubbers for them. And it's a bit of a waiting game for stock at the moment, but we do have the Geenberg shifter in. If you've never used one of these shifters, they are the bee's knees. They just have the best shift pattern. You can, very rarely miss a gear on them, really. I think if you've driven one of these things before, you pretty much don't miss a gear. They're amazing. Next thing we're going to put in is the ignition barrel. It's just got the one little screw on the top there, which locates, and then you've got your 3 pins coming off it, so we'll get him in. We do still have the original key, which is fantastic, and yeah, and it all works fine. So we will get that mounted in its little hole, which is right there, and get him in as well. So there we go, that's all mounted. You can see the mounting bolt is just slightly underneath the gauge pod there, so that's done. One interesting thing with this ute is the high beam switch, which is down there on the floor, and it's in a totally different spot to any of the other splitties I've seen. Most, well, my two, the switch is kind of up here, so that's a really interesting spot. Yeah, so obviously the earlier models had a slightly different position, or maybe it was just a single cab ute thing, I don't know. Maybe someone might be able to let me know on that one. But anyway, we've got that mounted too. I'm not sure on the wires yet, but we'll go to the wiring diagram to check that out. Excellent. Obviously the original fuse box is still there, which is fantastic, and all the wiring is still there, so we're not going to touch any of that. I think everything is still pretty good. All this wiring here is going into the back of the Speedo, and that'll be all the lights, and also the ignition barrel and switches and stuff. So we'll get all that sorted out once our switches arrive. All right, we'll move on to the next thing. We might actually tackle this AirPod section inside here. That needs to have the rubber gasket, which is over there. We've got to put that in. So one of the next jobs we've got to do is put this air flap in, which is going to sit inside there, and we need to actually glue in the new rubber seal, which is going to seal it from the wind. And I've actually put some spray adhesive in there, and the rubber seal is right there. So we're going to get that guy glued in, and then we can run the rod through. You can see Paul over there. I didn't make your bread. Did you hear that, everybody? He didn't bloody make my bread. I'm very annoyed about that. That's all right, I'm getting too fat.
You've got what we call light rye crackers and tuna.
I hate you. He's doing bumper bar stuff over there. Now I'm going to put the Speedo cable in, and that's just a matter of threading it through the abyss down there, and then making sure, actually I think it's got to go through the top here first, up in there, down, and then down into the bottom there. So let's try and get that in. These things really do your back in when you're trying to bend in there, but anyway.
Well, as you can see here, we have Scooby, who is slacking off yet again. Scooby, are you supposed to be doing quality control? I think you are. You're very, very slack today. Anyway, we're going back over here. We've got some more work to do.
Poor Scooby.
You can see Oven Boy there's screwing around
Make
with
me a loaf. Yes.
I don't know what he's doing, bumper bar stuff here.
Just go away and leave me alone.
That's right. Now what we're doing over here is we have a problem. We have a problem. If you see this, this is our door latch. The top of it's broken off. There's the piece there. That's broken. And we need to weld it back onto this edge here. So let's see how we go with that. We're going to try the TIG welder and see if we can do it.
I'll try and hold it still.
Let's do another one next to it. Better? Yep.
If I get too high, is that right?
No, that's good. That's good. Put a little spot there to get to it. Yep. Done deal, baby. You let it go.
You alright?
Yeah.
Do you want me to hold these guys?
No. Do that now and we're good to go.
Good to go, sir.
Okay, so you can see there, I've just run a couple of beads along the top there, and we'll just give that a grind back, get it all nice and flush, and the job is done. Next job we're doing here is we're going to tap these little pins. Because we don't want these things to get stolen, so we want to tap it and then put a nylock nut on the back. So we tap these, and we're just deliberating on which one to put on, and I'm pretty sure I used the 6.
You're right, with 6.
Yeah.
They must be the wrong freaking nut.
Yes.
It says M6.
It says M6. Really?
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Give it a whirl.
Okay.
See what happens.
Righto, so we've got the the treasure chest stay lid in position here. We've put the spring in, and if you don't know how that spring goes in, I do have a video in my library of how to hook that up so that you don't get lost. Now the next thing we're going to do now is put on the seal, which is going to run around here like so. That actually pops in. Hopefully this one fits. Because sometimes they don't, as I found out with mine. And this guy just gets pressed in like so, and I think we are going to find that this one works perfectly.
Yay.
Look at that.
We're all happy.
Everybody's happy. Alright, let me put my phone down and you guys can just watch from afar. Alright guys, so it looks like we're going to pack it up for today. We've got a little bit done. We're going to move, next episode we're going to get the front windows in, and door handles and treasure chest locks, and we'll start looking at the tinware to get the engine assembled. We've got a couple of other bits and pieces that we've got done today. Got the badge just rust treated on the back side of it. And we've done this little guy here that actually opens and shuts now perfectly. Look at that. And I think Paul's going to put this up on the hoist now.
Oh, right now?
Well, you could do it. It would look nice going up in the air. It'd look like a hovercraft.
It's only about a time.
It's you know, one of those. Look at that. Back to the Future. Yeah, just keep going. You've still got 90 feet to go.
Yeah.
He's got it worked out exactly where to stop it. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so we'll wrap it up today, and we will catch you in the next episode. And we're getting closer and closer to getting the more vital parts in this thing. So, catch you in the next one.
Au revoir.